Dear life, sometimes I wonder, who am I? Where am I from? Where am I going? I decided to find out by finding my own path and following my dreams. This is my story. Bohemia is a historical country in the heart of Europe. Bohemia today occupies 1/3 of Czech Republic. In 1989, when the communist regime collapsed in Czech Republic, the word freedom was spelled everywhere, in every corner. Everybody was talking about it, and I started questioning the whole principle of being free. Am I going to be free just because the government or regime changed? I was 16 years old, and I started reading books from Kerouac, Ginsberg, Bukowski, which was the Beat generation in California in the 50s. Those people were experiencing freedom, and I wanted to be close to that kind of freedom. So I took the Bohemian Highway to really discover freedom of being for me. My journey started in France, where the word Bohemianism emerged in early 19th century.
It was a lifestyle that just is not accepted. It's an artist lifestyle to start off with. Totally in France, it was a purely creative, off-the-wall artist. I mean, if you think of Vincent Van Gogh cutting off his ear, I mean, that's not normal. In other words, all of this was part of that kind of people that were unaccepted by society.
Right.
So they created their own society, the salons.
Right.
And it's like the gypsies.
Right.
In a way that all the gypsies collect their own group. They don't allow other people in. Other reasons. But the point was that the issue in that, the Paris salons, was based on intellectuals, artists gathering in one place where they can be and do anything they want. Right, exactly. Which I think is probably what Bohemians are.
Bohemian movement spread all over the world in many forms. I followed the counterculture in USA.
Hello, welcome to Panga 2010. I met this beautiful girl right here and their family and their parents. I play Jimmy drum here and I'm going to see if they can dance, and we want the world to just enjoy this beautiful spiritual vibe in this canyon.
Why do you think you are Bohemian now?
I'm 100%.
100%?
My dad was born in Prague, my mom was born in Warsaw.
And you are an artist. So
and I'm an artist professionally all around the world.
Erika, you say you are part Bohemian. Are you?
My grandmother was a nurse, and her grandmother was the village herbalist in Silesia, which is in
part of Bohemia.
Yeah. So I play the flute and I followed the Pied Piper.
What does it mean for you, Bohemian aspect?
I think it allows for the uniqueness and the creativity to come forth of each person.
But the thing it is you talk to people about a Bohemian lifestyle, it's not put down. Hippies maybe were put down in the Haight-Ashbury area.
It's interesting because sometimes people, when I say Bohemian, they say hippies.
Yes.
And it's not all...
No, it's not. It's great artists of all kinds.
There is a peace sign right here. Did you just paint it?
Yeah.
What is it about?
It's a peace sign, and it just, represents peace for everyone, It's, I'm from Israel, and, it's really important for people to know that, peace needs to be spread out. Yep. This is like a universal thing for everyone.
Why are actually Bohemians called Bohemians? The first gypsies who traveled all over the world were believed coming from Bohemia. They were vagabonds, wanderers, but they were also creative people, artistic people.
So the Bohemian lifestyle is tied up intimately with the arts.
Yes. Becca, how are you doing?
Great, fantastic.
You look like one Bohemian girl here. Do you know the expression Bohemian? Does it
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in my community, it just means like a center of artists.
Okay.
A group of like a good population of artists or forward-thinking people or
Creative.
alternative thinking.
Do you create every day something? You feel creative and...
Yeah, I just can't help but be an artist. I make stuff every day. I grew up in a
in a family that very much let Becca Jane be Becca Jane.
Right.
They believe in that as a form of education.
Right.
Was to really like look into yourself
To
and
be
create
yourself.
and then put yourself out there. And the more creative your community, the more you put out creative energy to your community, the closer that you became and the more powerful and stronger
Right.
your voices could become.
Right. Do you know any other cities connected with Bohemia or something like that?
The Czech Republic used to be called Bohemia.
I first became acquainted with the term bohemian when I appeared as a little boy soprano. In the third act of the opera, little boys run down the street, and one of the boys sings a little solo, and I was chosen to do that part. But I was curious about the whole opera and why it was called La Bohème, and the conductor and the choir master explained to me what it was about, and that included the term bohemian. And so I learned what bohemians were, with the free-spirited, artistic people, creators. Then I said, why is it called Bohemia?
Exactly.
And the conductor, a very strong German type, said, is from Bohemia, which is the old name for Czechoslovakia.
Here we go.
That was a communist country now. And I said, oh, the communists are bad. Will they ever get away from the communists? He said, as long as there are Bohemians, there will be freedom. And
Went to Prague. It was 1 week before the first elections.
Oh my God.
That you had in like 30 years.
Right,
So that was the thing. It was 1 week, and it was
a new beginning.
An excitement. Of
Yes,
it. Yeah, just
excitement.
everybody just like
Yes.
the possibilities
Oh, yeah.
was up. So it was a bit of magic in the era.
Václav Havel, a Czech playwright who was imprisoned by his country's communist rulers only to become a symbol of freedom, and his nation's first president in the post-communist era. He died in December 2011. His message will live forever. Prosím tě, jak se ti tady v té svobodné naší české země bohemský žije? Svobodně.
Tady to má hroznou krásnou víru. Neskutečně super. Z jednoduchého důvodu. Tady to je úplně všechno prdel. V tom stresu se dělají dějiny.
Jako se tím bavíš vlastně, ne? Nebo...
Já se bavím i tou skrůvnou vládou. Ale takhle tady, oni neovlivňují můj rituál. Já je beru jenom, že se zúčastnili mých dějin. Oni vlastně žijou v určitý epizodě mých obrazů a za 200 let je nikdo nebude znát.
How do you feel in Czech Republic today? Do you feel freedom?
Real freedom? Well, it's a difficult question. Freedom is here, definitely is here.
In which form?
Mostly in consumerism right now.
What's going on in the society?
I think the creativity is open to everybody, but all the supermarkets who came here and the boulevard press, which didn't exist before. So all the girls want to be skinny, all the boys want to have the big bodies, something like in Greece, thousands and thousands of years before. And it's a cult of having the richness, and the art is a little bit aside.
Teď nastupují už nové generace a pod nich nové budou nastupovat, které už mají jinou výchozí zkušenost světa a nevím, co bude, ale myslím si, že nemůže natrvalo zvítězit jakési obecné zhnusení vším, že lidstvo, společnost má své obranné mechanismy, svůj pud sebezáchovy a myslím si, že máme naději. Můj vzkaz je krátký. Mysleme dopředu.
Ty jsi žil vždycky tady v Čechách?
Já jsem žil, asi 3 roky jsem žil v New Yorku.
Jo. A to tě nějak ovlivnilo v tomhle směru?
Tak jako ten nápad s tím, abych udělal tu rezidenci v Praze, tak jsem pravda jako chtěl udělat v momentě, když jsem se vrátil tam odsaď, tak jsem zjistil, že prostě to v té Praze
že to tady
chybí.
potřeba, jo.
Jsou tady 2 galerie, nezávislý, vlastně oddělený, pak je tady kino, divadlo. V nejlepším stavu je současný chvíli, to, co si už viděla, což je vlastně koncertní sál, že jo. Ta kreativita vždycky bude na několika faktorech a samozřejmě prostě jeden z těch faktorů hodně to, jestli je nebo není prostě podporovaná. A jestli je podporovaná nějakým inteligentním způsobem. Ta kreativita je prostě ve všem. To je jako, takže to si uvědomili Číňani, že jo, který na tom konfuciánském způsobu uvažování tu kreativitu neměli. Absolutně. Jo? A to oni vědí, že kvůli tomu jsou vlastně v prdeli. Oni umějí udělat cokoliv, ale umějí to okopírovat, neumějí to vymyslet. Protože ta kreativita byla zadušena. Systém fungoval tak, že prostě to, co říkají ty starší, je pravda a neexistuje.
Ale
jako
to bylo
si
i
říct.
tady, ne? Určitou dobu.
Nebylo, ne, tak jako za bolševika.
No. Dneska máte vystoupení tady, v Malostranské besedě.
Jsme strašně rádi, že si tady můžeme zahrát, protože to je místo, kde začínalo spousta i undergroundových českých legend. Všechny ty starý páky český, který dneska jsou strašně uznávaný, jako třeba Plastici a třeba Vladimír Mišík.
Takže dneska přichází nová generace? Vy?
No, teď otázka. Do budoucnosti nevidíme, ale mohlo by se stát. Kdyby se tak stalo, tak bychom byli jenom rádi. Samozřejmě to sebevyjádření, jako vyjádření toho, že jako trošku, že jako můžeme a hrajeme hudbu jamajskou.
Reggae, tady to je jasný. Takže vlastně i dlouhý vlasy byly kdysi zakázaný, že jo? Byla to spoura. Když to dneska už to je každému asi jedno, je to tvoje individuální vlastně věc.
Dá se říct, když třeba můj dědeček, když jsem si nechal umotat na hlavě tohle, co na hlavě mám, tak se mnou strašně pohádal a hodně dlouho jsme se spolu nebavili, protože on je furt konzervativní a prostě je taková stará škola. No. Bohem. První věc, která mě jako proběhne hlavou, tak je Rainbow, takový ty festivaly a hippíci a 60 let v Americe a takový volný život bez závazků a bez nějakých pravidel a pohoda velká a vlastně nevázání se na nic, bez systému žití. Myslím, že v dnešní situaci a v dnešní jako společnosti český, tak jak ji vidím, se nedá říct, že Bohemia je národ bohem, to určitě ne.
A proč myslíš, že to tak není?
Myslím, že lidi jsou hodně překvapení tím, co se tady událo v posledních několika desítkách let.
Myslíš tím vývojem od roku 1989?
I jako samozřejmě ten vývoj zasluhuje i před to, ale furt jsme takový překvapení, nebo říkám jsme, my jako Češi, z toho, že vlastně tady v Čechách máme najednou volnost a sice už to trvá 20 let, ale pořád jako strašně moc lidí neví, co si s tím má počít.
Jo, kdo jsem, to je pro mě těžký, no, protože nám je, tam musím trošku se ještě vrát sama v sobě, to je trošku osobní, no. Kdo jsem národností, to ani nevím pořádně, svý rodiče neznám a ani se mi to nechci moc přiznat, protože Češi jsou přece jenom trošku rasistický, tak je to takový, nějak u sebe nemůžu zkousnout, kdo jsem, co jsem, odkud jsem. Já se tomu vyhýbám, ale myslím si, že pro můj prospěch do budoucna by to bylo asi důležité si to uznat a přijmout, jak to je, že by to byla jako čistá. Myslím si, že na to, že mě je 23 a vypadla jsem z děcáku, tak ho mám ten život barevný. Tak snažím se, no, nějak v tom světě, nějak tady v tom českém systému nějak to nějak zvládnout. Když je to těžké. Takže právě když maluji nebo fotím, tak se v tom trošku odrážu. Já se často zamýšlím, co je gen, co je výchova, co je prostředí a tak.
Jaký máš vztah k těm bohémům?
Jaký český umění asi spíš pod ním, jako kulturu. Já když třeba jdu nějaký alternativní kavárny, tak to tam cítím. Ale jako běžně, když někde kráčím po městě, tak jsem spíš toho unavená tady. A zase, když se jdu na nějaký film, na nějaký dokument český nebo na něco, tak jsem hrdá, víš co. Že jsem ráda nakonec ve finále, že jsem tady jako v Čechách nebo tak. Že zase si na jednu stranu říkám, jo, tak člověk by mohl odejít odsud do zahraničí, ale to když odejdeme všichni, jak tady nikdo nezbyde. Takže se přece jenom ta země nikam neposune. Jakože Havel, Kubišová a tak dále, ty taky jako něco obětovali, za něco bojovali a zůstali tady prostě.
Is one of the destinies, like during my career and Czech experience with a different photographer, artists from different countries. So like, this was like my last place I came. Like just the beginning. It's like, is still a town that attracted me a lot. It's in the process of exchanging. So like a lot of things still happen. It's just 20 years after the communism, so it's like it's a good place to grow up with like Czech artists and make something together, solid.
Where are you from?
From Mozambique,
From Mozambique.
southeast of Africa. I'm foreigner, I'm not from here, so it's like in everything, in whole procedure of like bureaucratic papers and you go to Mexico, you go to the shop, you go to the bank, you can still have the leftover of the communism process of way of working, still on the changing, but like you still have this feeling of the country still on the process. I try to feed an old generation. I'm a reflection of everybody I speak with or in any culture or society I meet. It's like the older people, they have hope. And the youngers, they're living the hope of the older people. They think they already did. But the olders think they still have a lot to do.
Jsme v Cirkaunu v Praze.
Praze.
V Centru pro nový cirkus.
Jsou tady mezi náma, no.
Takže já se snažím být dobrým Čechem, tím, že jsem dobrým bohem.
Takový to bohemský, takový ten styl toho života. To je jako, je někde hluboko v těch lidech a jako ty lidi si to nenechají něčím pohnout nebo vzít. To prostě člověk v sobě buď má, nebo to v sobě nemá.
A ty to v sobě máš?
No tak jasně, to potom poznáš ty samý jako blázny.
Bohemové, my jsme všichni bohemové, protože žijeme v Bohemii.
Pravda a láska musí zvítězit nad lží a nenávistí.
Bohemian movement was always connect with the world freedom in certain way. The lifestyle is about connecting with the nature again, where we are all from. How much do we really need? We get overwhelmed with stuff, we get overwhelmed with information, and we forget about who we really are.
Are you going to fly?
Nah, I can't fly, but I can catch the wind.
And the ability to fly in your head away is, to me, a lot of what the word bohemian means. And over time, I came to understand that artistic types leading a bohemian lifestyle were very free-spirited. The rigid morality of the Western world, whether it was from the church or from fascistic governments, was sort of thrown off or pushed underground for these people to be free to do what they wanted with one another and also to do their art.
It's a beautiful painting. Tell me more about the inspiration.
This is entitled Gaia Ascension. It's a meta-poetic of Mother Gaia, and as I feel that we are ascending into a star. And I think the most important thing for every being on the planet is to awaken to their true light self. And down below is where all the plant teachers are that nourish us and allow us to understand who we are, what we are, where we're from, and where we're going.
We are beautiful beings.
So I found that one of the biggest hurdles for people is actually their concern of being awkward. And it's funny because I mean, if you were to ask 10 people what's in your way, that would not be the first thing people think about. But we've been so enculturated to we're supposed to already know, rather than discover, explore, and find our way. We're going to make a mistake. How will we appear to others? What will they think? And so stepping into new spaces, having new experiences, because we don't know, we can't know, and we might trip and fall or appear awkward, is actually the biggest hurdle. It's the thing that keeps people from taking that step.
The sheer perfection of your soul. Shine a light upon your own magnificence. Lives beyond the realm of form. Yeah, I'll be beautiful. Everybody, who are we?
It's about connection. Our higher self is connected at all times.
My idea of connecting at the source of the divine feminine, the tree of knowledge. Satellite is like symbolic of communicating again. Love and sacred feminine energy.
Nice.
And connecting to the original tree of knowledge is the Apple computer now, the chip symbolic of the tree of knowledge, the initial bite out of the apple, and connecting back to the source, which I believe is the divine feminine, sacred energy, which is Gaia, that connects us all. So it's healing. So hope that we can heal and again connect and communicate love to each other, and use technology too.
Yeah.
The mandala is symbolic of the sacred circle, and my idea is to get out of an ego consciousness into a symbiotic, holistic consciousness where we share energy rather than divide, which the ego divides. So again, it's in the hopes that we can connect and share energy symbiotically. So I see myself in you and you in me.
I see you.
How to have a conversation with our deeper voice, our true voice, versus the chattering voice of the world of opinions and make wrongs.
Change the earth, we can change the verse, we can change the earth, we can change the verse, we can change each other, we can change each other, change.
I mean, change is always good. Definitely some personal change that can always happen. I mean, you're always working to be a better person. I've been doing pretty good though recently, which is awesome. I'm being my better self more, which is awesome.
Why do you think it's cool to have a community living?
Well, I feel like that's the way we were supposed to be. We're designed to intertwine with each other, and we are completely, as much as we hate to admit it, we are completely codependent on each other. We all have our strengths, and they're designed to complement each other.
I grew up in a famous East Coast commune called the Woodstock of Westport.
Wow.
In Westport, Connecticut. Jimi Hendrix played in our living room when I was 7.
Wow.
And they inspired my music, really. He was a big influence on me. And my father was also a big-time partier, so like Timothy Leary was in our house too. So
nice.
It was very unusual growing up like that, and that was through the entire 60s. I grew up in that house. But it's a really nice blessing to have a home and like a family to come home to.
Woodstock has been the Bohemian Center since 1900. So there have been all kinds of alternative culture here, artists from all over the world. And there was a commune up on the mountain. This one rich guy built 60 houses, and he gave work to all these artists from all over, from Italy. They were carving wood, weaving, pottery, and they'd sell it in New York. This is the heart of the counterculture in the Northeast. So we have always a cross-cultural current going through this town and out. So the travelers take out our attitude and altitude, and they spread that around. And that's how the counterculture grows, through one-on-one. That's where it's really at, because in one-on-one, that's where you actually get a chance to communicate.
Right.
When one-on-one is where dialogue, ideas, transformation is available to those who are ready to turn around from gross materialism to living much more simply and sharing and caring. That's the main priority of us. So in a group thing, there's always energy going around and keeping everything in order.
I was a college student.
Right.
And at that time, there was a movement that was worldwide, not just 3 days. It was 10 years of a movement, worldwide movement of peace, love, and freedom. And it's all about vibes, Woodstock.
Yes.
It's a way of life and a certain vibe that we spread, try to keep, you know, and spread to the rest of the world. That's what keeps me here. There's so many people that have come through this area over the years for important principles, you know, of how we treat each other, how we live, and what we do, what we create in our lives. You know, that's important to maintain and sustain that, so that it's not all, you know, just to see on a movie. It's real and it's life.
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot because I came back to Woodstock because I believe that everyone kind of needs people. They're coming here because they feel the resurgence of the renaissance of all the artists and musicians that are here, and they're speaking the truth about how to live and be free. I really sleep under the stars mostly because the earth is in tune and gives you right thinking. The more connected you are to the earth, the more charged you are. And we're coming into the 7th ray. So we have violet on today. So we're coming into the 7th, the violet ray. So it's all about humanitarian experience again.
Right, the new dimension.
The new dimension. We're going to be thinking healthily, you know, to a wholesome way of being. And, you know, it wouldn't be possible to have this revelation if you weren't here standing there talking.
If we are not here together, right?
Together, because we spark each other, we're reflecting the soul spirit.
Yeah, I see you.
I see you. Yeah, and then the heart's coming out. So I'll give a mudra. This is the meeting the beloved. So this is a good centering exercise to allow the divine to come in within everybody. I am just a legacy.
To really understand the lifestyle and the Bohemian movement, I have to live in community. I choose the one in California called Venice Vibe Tribe. Welcome to paradise! This is not really conventional style of living. It's not for everybody, is it?
I mean, it's different. It's not your standard living situation.
So you don't need anything else actually. Simple and happy.
I really don't need anything else. No. This is actually luxuriant. This is so much comfort to have this much space. I've been living in a backpack for the last decade, so this feels like
home.
Home. I have a home.
Yeah. Jason, thank you for making dinner.
No problem.
What did you put in?
Herbs, spices, and love.
This is home. This is our home.
Get out. Wow. That is tasty.
It's a choice of lifestyle.
Coming out from the stereotype?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's just a different way of doing things. And I'm not saying it's better, it's just different. And I believe it's going to become more popular and more accessible in the future.
Hey Jessie, hello! How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. This is a big thing
Thank you, party. Thank you to everybody in the community.
This is an eco-urban homestead, a farmstead. It's a combination of a living and a farm in a city that has a sustainability aspect to it, a greening aspect.
I think that's a big part of today's society is there's all these nuclear families everywhere.
I know,
And
that's the
it's
stereotype
it's
they
mom,
have.
dad, and the kids, and that's all there is. And the kids don't have these other role models to look to. Yeah, I like being able to gypsy it, you know. And if I really do need to settle down, I don't think it'll be with kids necessarily.
Nice.
I could see myself more settling in and planting a garden.
You just like the freedom of being.
Yeah, definitely.
Adam, what do you think about all the dreams we have?
I think they should be expressed
Yeah.
and realized
Yeah.
so we can fully become who we are.
Why some people don't do that?
Well, you need to step out of your comfort zone and take chances.
Like this is Prince Radian,
Uh-huh.
and he's really famous. He's been in movies, and he was also mostly working with Barnum and Bailey.
Uh-huh.
And since he had no arms and legs, he wanted to show that he still had normal skills. So he could roll his own cigarettes. He can write a letter. He can do he had like 6 or 7 different things that he liked to perform whenever he was
Wow.
performing.
So actually people are able to do anything they want without...
Yeah.
Why did you choose those people?
I kind of have a lot of different interests, and this has always been something that I've, had in the back of my head that I've wanted to do and wanted to investigate. Like a lot of times art allows you to educate yourself.
And a few years ago, I made a promise to myself to live by the brush and nothing but the brush, and it would sustain me.
Right.
It's been hard, but at the same time, it's so worth it. I wake up every day glad that I'm working for me and doing what I love.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's a good thing. I mean, you wonder sometimes whether you're going to be able to keep the lights on or your account change. And making decisions like food or paint. But in the end, it's like, well, come on, let's just do this. Sometimes you just have to decide what's really important. And you go after those things, and eventually the people that really love and care about you are going to understand. If you love something enough and you give it everything you possibly can, then I think in the end it gives it back. There's creative people everywhere.
The head, the heart, ready? The head, believe. The heart, achieve. The head, believe. The heart, achieve. The head may not believe what the heart can achieve. The head may not believe what the heart can achieve.
So we are talking about all those people when they are stepping out from the security circle. Why is it hard for some people to do that?
Yeah. It would be too daring and too brash a move to try something out of the normal, because that's unfamiliar territory. God forbid we step into the unknown. I've got my little tight box around me.
So why is it hard for people? Because they're basically bought into an idea of security, and they're living out of a fear-based mentality. So they have to actually understand the mechanism of what's keeping them fixed and limited.
So what do you think about Burning Man? What's going on there?
Well, first of all, you'll never see more art in one place, and it's a safe place to become the art.
Lawrence, how is it going?
I was documenting everything, every step of the way, and now we're almost home. We're almost home.
And you women, you beautiful women, look, you're newbie or semi-newbie. Just because this is a sex-positive event, sexual, you can be free, you can be naked. Nobody is allowed to grope you or touch you.
Do you know the term bohemian? Does it appeal to you?
I think so. Like many people do. Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
It feels like a good thing. It feels like engaging in life in a full way is I suppose, a really rough way that I might think of it. That's a state of mind, yeah. The 10 tenets of Burning Man, one of them is radical self-expression.
Right.
And that's the part that would have the most bohemian aspect to it.
Right.
Is we're all out here not only to come to witness a show, but we are the show. We're a part of the show.
Right.
So our own expression, our bohemian
Right.
nature within us,
Stand
stay all
out.
night dancing and hug people that you don't know, and
Yeah.
you know, call them your neighbors and your friends, and living exactly
Living
for the
the-
moment and none other. Yeah.
Do you go to Burning Man?
I do.
How often?
I've been 3 times. I was there in 2006 and 2007, and then returned this last year, and then going again this year. So
Mhm.
4 times for 2012.
Is there a reason why you go back? What is Burning Man about for you?
The most outrageous celebration, the coming together of tribes. It's freedom in its essence, and it's a 1-week event which many people live into for 6 months out of the year, or even an entire year, bringing their art and their creation and their collaborations with sound camps or theme camps. And when we come onto Playa, it's an intentional community. It's a village of 50,000 people. And yes, it's temporary, but the effects are everlasting. When I come home from Playa, all of my stuff is completely covered in playa dust. Like, I definitely have some memory on the inside as well, but really what you're coming home with is this new feel of self and this new recognition of something. Like, everybody who comes out has a memory of some sort, and it was just profound. You know, incredible. And no matter what your experience of the burn, it'll have effects in some way, shape, or form.
Oh. Where are you from?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, all right. We're
Where are you from?
Reno, Nevada.
Reno, Nevada.
Reno, yeah.
Oh, nice. You look great together.
He's here with his harem, and I'm B.
B.
And I built this car.
You built this car?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
that's
did.
beautiful. Okay.
Head up through here. Don't hit the side.
This is Hector's harem. Welcome to Hector's harem.
Welcome. Looks like fun. What's going on? Okay.
Take your hat off. Okay. Now pop your head up through here. Don't hit the side. Just pop your head up through there.
And spin around.
Hello, guys.
You're awesome. Now you're part of Hector's harem. It's awesome. You look amazing. You look amazing.
So is this like your escape from LA to something different, or do you live like this every day?
It's a nice experience. Bohemian experience.
I think this is the place where you find kind of bohemian spirit.
I think that if there's any specific place to go find it, this is it.
Okay, great.
Maybe Venice Beach, California. Yeah.
Great, you
Those
got
two
it.
places have it. Both.
San Francisco a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
In 1962, Jack Kerouac published his novel Big Sur. To find out what inspired him, I made a short stop at the Big Sur on the way from LA to San Francisco. Well, I'm in Big Sur with Tony right here. She's an artist. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of this place, because it's so interesting?
Yeah, it's great. It definitely has a history in artistry, movie industry. A lot of famous writers. Henry Miller lived here for quite some time. So a lot of creative, open-minded spirits have flocked to this area to be accepted for who they are.
Exactly.
And so that's very much why I'm here too. Definitely big in the 60s, and we have all different types of people who come here. We have actors and singers and movie stars and writers and artists and hippies and, you know, vagrants. I mean, there's a wide, eclectic group of people who come through.
Are you visiting?
Well, I'm coming from Czech Republic.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's Bohemia.
Yeah,
so I'm looking for the whole Bohemian movement.
Yes.
This is a good
great
place,
for
huh?
that, yeah.
Right. Why do you think this is a good place for that?
Oh boy, because there's lots of good art and music.
And here we are, in the historic center of the beatnik subculture, North Beach, San Francisco. Many of the generation's most famous writers and personalities, such as Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, Gregory Corso, Neil Cassidy, live in the neighborhood. One of them was Lawrence Ferlinghetti, the founder of the City Light bookstore. The worldwide known San Francisco saloon, Vesuvio, was first established in 1948 and remains a historical monument to jazz, poetry, art, and good life of the Beat generation. And of course, right in the middle, the Beat Museum, which is dedicated to spreading the spirit of the Beat generation, which we define as tolerance, compassion, and having the courage to live your individual truth. You know everything about the Beat generation, don't you?
I know a lot.
Okay.
And I would suggest you start right here,
Right
where
here.
it says it all began with Neil Cassidy.
Oh, Neil Cassidy right there. Okay, cool.
And
This
it
was
started as my own personal collection.
beautiful.
And then people started giving us stuff.
Beautiful.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
So that shirt right there is the shirt that Neil Cassidy wore when he drove the psychedelic school bus for Ken Kesey and the Merry Pranksters. The further inquiry.
Which year was that?
Early 60s, I'm not sure the exact year.
Wow.
The book was published like in
Oh my God.
67, I believe.
Wow.
But that became the electric Kool-Aid acid test. That was the title of the book. This is a mimeograph machine. Prior to the invention of photocopiers, this is how people would make their copies.
Wow. And then it was connected Allen Ginsberg.
Allen Ginsberg's original HAL was distributed.
And this one?
Well, not this actual machine,
Okay.
but a machine like this.
Like that. Okay.
And it was a mimeograph copy.
Where was the idea coming from? It's a really unique idea.
I'll tell you where it came from. I was walking through Amsterdam years ago, and I had been there a few times prior, and I went by the Hemp Museum,
Right.
which is in Amsterdam. And I looked around and I realized, if they can have a hemp museum in Amsterdam, I can open up a beat museum.
Yeah. People can do whatever they want to do, right? They just need to
that's where
have
that
it. Can you tell me where we are exactly right now?
Yes,
What is
San
this?
Francisco. This would be like the Haight-Ashbury district, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't even
No.
living here 2 years, you can't experience everything.
Exactly.
It takes like a lifetime, longer
Right.
than that.
To have experience. Well, the life is experience, right?
Yeah,
Like the whole life.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. There's so much up here to do, so much to see, and it's not like you need money to see everything, just all of the culture and the different districts and stuff like that.
Bohemian Highway. All the way from Prague. Through lots of places, lots of people, lots of experience. Right here, our Bohemian Highway. Is this the beginning or is this the end? I don't know, but it's beautiful. Don't be afraid, just do it. Everything is possible. Follow your dream, follow your heart and make it happen. You have only one life. Only one life. You came without nothing and you are leaving with nothing. So in between, there's life, which you have to enjoy and find what makes you happy. Find happiness and true about yourself.
Stop the war, free the people, free the people. Tell the leaders, tell the violence must cease, violence must cease. And then light the light, love the loveless, love the loveless. Teach the children to live in peace. Here we go, make it down. Stop the war, stop the war, free the people, free the people. Tell the leaders, violence must cease. When he light the light, love the loveless, teach the children,